What's up, man? What's up? What's up out there, man? What's crack-a-lacking? Stopping through for a brief minute. It is the homie, Mainman Mademan in the building. Hey, man, y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What up, man? Come on, join us every Thursday, every Sunday for We Talking Boxing Live, rocking out here on Mainman Mademan's Boxing. Y'all already know. Also, be checking out for the Red Corner. New episodes will be dropping out very, very soon. Check out for the Red Corner, fight fans. Absolutely boxing animated series rolling right here on Mainman Mademan's Boxing. So I just thought I'd just stop through briefly for the night. I wasn't even really going to go live this evening, but man, I've been watching some cool ass boxing documentaries, man, and got me feeling all boxing like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like talking just a little bit of boxing, man. Just a little bit. Not nothing too heavy tonight, fight fans. And I know y'all got to go to work tomorrow. Thumbs up as you pull up. Salute to everyone that catches this live. Major salute to everyone that catches this on the playback. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's it. Keisha, what's up, Keisha? How you doing, Queen? How you doing? Thank you for rocking with me. We talking about 11:30 p.m. out here in the DMV. So thank you for rocking with me, Keisha. I appreciate you. You already know, fam. You already. But I want to talk about some real talk tonight. This ain't no mess with the Spence fans type thing or nothing like that, man. We got plenty of time for that. We got plenty of time for that. What this is tonight, man, is some real talk, man. I mean, hey, look, man. I've been thinking, we've been talking about this Crawford and Spence upcoming fight. And we've been mentioning, as I've been talking about it, I've been mentioning, Terence Crawford is going to go for two-time undisputed champion, man, and then, to say that, it's just like, hold on, why am I making mince of that? Like, why am I making small talk of that, man? Let me stop and think about this for a second. Boxing aficionado, hashtag boxing aficionado. Let me think about what I'm saying here for a second. And to my historians out there, to everyone that's a boxing fan through and through, hold on, what am I doing? This is huge. This is bigger than what I'm making it out to be. We talking about Terence Crawford, the kid from Omaha, the one that was written off, the one that said he did bad business, the one that said that who he beat, all of this other stuff. This man is technically going for a huge, historic, monumental thing here. See, Errol Spence story and all that, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's unified. He's possibly going for his first undisputed. That's cool. That's good news. That's great. You know what I mean? But we talking about my man going for his second. Like, we've been there, done that. We already been through one time. I mean, if he gets it, they should be happy, but we've already been that level of happy. We talking about a different level of greatness here. I want y'all to remember something, fight fans. There ain't been many people that's done this. The last person that I recall actually doing this is Evander Holyfield, correct? Evander Holyfield holding, being undisputed in two weight classes, cruiserweight and heavyweight. That's like, and then before that, you could say what, Henry Armstrong? Is we gonna go as far back as Henry Armstrong, fight fans? But even back then, when Henry Armstrong did it, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head, it was only a one belt era. It was one belt. He was champion in three weight classes, but with one belt. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking nothing away from that. But we talking about in the four belt era. And even when Evander Holyfield did it, it was three belts. So we talking about the four belt era. There's no one that has done it in the four belt era. Terence Crawford will be the first. How amazing is that? This is the kid from Omaha. This is the one that was written off, counted out. And here's the cherry on the Sunday, fight fans. If he does it twice, which is very nice, there's even a bigger possibility to do it a third time. Going straight to Charlo, because I seen what Terence Crawford put on his social media. And he says that he coming for the cheerleader next, right? His cheerleader, Charlo. We know that Charlo walks into the shadow of Errol Spence Jr. He want to do everything like Earl. That's why he don't want to fight Earl, because if he fights Earl, he's not going to know how to punch like Earl. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to be watching from the sidelines or watching as Charlo, cheerleader Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Oh, cheerleader Charlo. So he says he coming right after cheerleader Charlo when it's all said and done. So that's a possibility of him doing it 3 damn times. I want y'all to keep in mind, fight fans, don't take your eye off the ball. Fuck that small fry shit. We're talking about a humongous level of greatness, something ain't never been done. It can happen that way, man. It can happen that way. The one that what kind of business deals has he done? Who is he beat? How is he so good? He ain't really that good. But yet this man is in the conversation to possibly have a route to become undisputed in 3 weight classes. He's already been lineal twice. So what the hell is a lineal belt? That shit new to Earl. That shit ain't new to Terence. Been there, done that already. Y'all impressed. He ain't impressed. That's what I be saying about Spence fans. They get impressed with mediocrity. They think that his resume is the greatest thing in the world, but it's just okay. I could be honest enough to say that. It's okay. But they think it's the greatest thing in the world. But I don't see much separation between Terrence's resume at 47 and Earl's resume at 47. We can put it on paper and do that. But I don't see much separation there. I truly don't. I always say this, you know what I'm saying? And the difference between Earl and Keith, say what y'all want. Keith ain't this, Keith ain't that. Fuck all that. Go back to that time, though. Last time I checked, Keith knocked off the number 2 and the number 3 guys that were directly underneath him. That's the part of the story that gets left out. That's something that Earl's never done. Oh, we forget that part. He's never beat the number 2 guy. Nope, never beat Terence Crawford, right? And he never beat the number 3 guy. They try to make it like Ugas was the number 3 guy, but I asked how. How was he the number 3 guy when he beat a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao? But when Jeff Horn beat a younger version of Pacquiao, he got no damn credit. How? How was Ugas number 3 with 4 losses, 5 losses? How was he the number 3 best welterweight? He lost to Sean Porter. So last I checked, Earl didn't even do what Keith did, but we make fun of Keith because Keith lost to Pacquiao and he never fought Earl. I totally understand that criticism, but at the end of the day, give him credit for saying, hey, I beat the number 2 and the number 3 guys under me. That's why I felt big enough to say I want Manny Pacquiao and Earl can wait because I already put that work in. Did Earl put that same work in or did he beat people that had already been beat? But they think he done so great. It's the greatest thing in the world, man. What the hell has Danny done? Riddle me that. What the hell has Danny done? I tell you what he's done. Nothing. Robert Guerrero. That's the best we got at 47 from Danny Garcia. Adrian Granados. But they saying that's the Danny one is the greatest thing in the world. Sean. What about Sean? He beat Sean. Right? But even though Sean had already been beat at that point, he already fought to a draw with Julio Diaz. Julio Diaz, fight fans. Julio Diaz. Sean fought to a draw with that man. But that's the greatest thing in the world. Sean had already lost to Kell Brook. Now, let's go. You know, that's what I be saying about this resume talk, man. And when I go to this 147 look on Terence Crawford's side, I see a trail of bodies. I see fighters that were never the same. Let's go through the names. Jeff Horn. What has he done? Anybody seen old Jeff? Anybody seen old Jeff? Anybody seen old Jeff? Haven't seen Jeff Horn. Been losing. I know he lost to Tim Tszyu. Lost to a couple other cats. Been losing. I ain't been the same, huh? But he came off that fantastic win against Manny Pacquiao, a younger version of Manny Pacquiao. But he couldn't win again. Why not? God damn. Whatever happened to Jose Benavidez? Anybody seen Jose? Anybody seen Jose? I seen him not too long ago, but I didn't see him fight. He ain't been in the ring since. I don't know if he has a phobia or some shit. I don't know what's going on with Jose. Anybody seen Jose? Anybody seen Jose? Nobody ain't seen Jose. How about Amir Khan? Amir Khan, I mean, he was through. Like he already could never take a punch before, right? Being rocked all around the ring by dudes like Breeders Prescott and whoever else. But when Terence Crawford wiped him out, he made him quit. He didn't. Khan knew the knockout was coming. And it's like he got ahead of the game, just like Sean Porter's father did. He got ahead of the game and said, you know what, I'm going to quit before I become a meme, like I did with Canelo. He quit. He literally quit. So Khan, I mean, last time we seen Khan, he was still getting flopped all around the ring from Kell Brook. Anybody seen Aegis Kalvalauskis? Anybody seen Kalvalauskis? Last time I checked, he was losing. He ain't the same no more. God damn. Kell Brook. Now, Kell Brook is one, right? Kell Brook has got to win. That's good. He won his legacy fight against Feather Chin Amir Khan. So that's good stuff. Kell got to win. But, I mean, anybody at this point beating Amir Khan. Let's just call it for what it is. But Kell got to win. And as for Sean Porter, he retired. So when I look at this 147 trail of bodies, fight fans, I see cats retiring. I see cats can't win no more. Yet when Earl beat them, that's not the case. Sean went on to win after Earl beat him, right? Sean definitely went on to win some more. Sean definitely went on to win some more when he beat him. Yeah, Kell Brook, same thing. Kell Brook, when he beat Kell Brook went up to a higher weight class and won 3 straight fights. Damn, champ. Couldn't do that under Bud, though. After Bud, he was questioning. He was sitting at the dinner table like Sean Porter was. Sitting at the dinner table having a conversation with his lady like, should he go on? That's what Sean, remember I told y'all before the Sean Porter fight, I said after this fight is over, Sean is going to be contemplating his career at the dinner table with his father and his girl. Did I not tell everybody that? And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly what happened with Kell. He would contemplate. Bud literally puts thoughts in their head like, should I go on? And that's exactly what happened. But when you look at these resumes, fight fans, you don't see much separation there. But that's the mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think that everything is the great. I just wanted Earl for years to say, well, at least he fought the number 2 or the number 3 guy. He never even gave us that. He fought the number 4, number 5, number 6 guys. Can we get the number 2 guy? Can we get the number 3 guy? When are we going to ever get one of them dudes? Maybe they say, look, when they say easy route, he was talking about business, man. I'm hip. I defended that back in the day. He was talking about business. But I mean, it's hard for me to think that now when I'm looking at him like, is he ever going to fight the number 2 and the number 3 guy? We never even got those fights. But that's the great thing, that Earl is so great. What happens when Terence Crawford comes through and snatches Texas? You sure PBC is ready to put Texas in the crosshairs? Are we sure about that, fight fans? Are we 100 on that? Texas is going to get put in the crosshairs. Are we 100 on that? Let me see what the fam talking about. We got some comments in the building. Salute to everybody, man. I didn't think most of y'all will probably even be up this time of night. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of late out here in the DMV, but just come on through here and just talk some good talks. You know what I mean? What's up to everyone on deck? And hit that thumbs up for me, man. I'm going to scroll on back and see who up in the building with me, man. Yeah. Oh, I got fam all up in the building. What's up, Jaguar Black? What's going on, man? He say, what's up, man? He will make history. Man, look, man, that's huge, bro. History. I mean, this is humongous. This, like I said, this puts him on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. But just to know that, I mean, like I told, if you had a dude who was in a time capsule, right, and you brought him back from, say, 1965, and you pulled him, put him in a time capsule, and you brought him out here today, and you set him in front of a crowd, and you let them talk about Terence Crawford and let him hear it, he would think that Terence Crawford is a bum. He would think that Terence Crawford ain't never beat nobody, ain't never done nothing, and nothing. But then you'll take a deeper look, and then if you was to tell that same guy that everything that you just heard, homeboy, do you know that this man is in a position to be 3-time undisputed champion, something ain't never been done? I mean, since Henry Armstrong, if you want to give him that. But to do it with multiple belts, fight fans, with multiple belts, that shit is huge. That person would look at you and say, nah, you can't be talking about the same guy, man. You know, I heard he did bad business deals, man. I heard he was kissing the promoter's ass, man. I heard he ain't never fought no one. I heard he's never done nothing. No. To the contrary, bro. He's cleaned out a weight class. He's cleaned out a weight class. See, we can say terms that the Spence fans can't. He's cleaned out a weight class. He's beat the next best guys under him. He's touched the lineal belt twice. I don't even know if he won it the 3rd time. He may even get it and throw it in the trash. I already got 2 of these Jones. I'm just saying, like, that person would have never thought in a million years that we talking about this dude. who leaps and bounds, can surpass, let me just say this crystal clear, everybody in boxing, not just Earl. That's small shit. That's a small fry shit. He can pass every single fighter in boxing by leaps and bounds. This kid from Omaha, the kid from Omaha, the one that whose resume is being ripped apart constantly, the one that they all go and pull his quotes constantly. He's being ripped apart, but he's on the verge of perhaps making history, fight fans. Oh, you hate that. History. And on top of all of that, if things go the way that they're continuously going, he may pull that final Jenga piece out of PBC. That's going to send them asses scattering. Because hear me good. If he beats Earl, PBC is going to be in shambles. They are going to be begging Deontay Wilder to come back to the fight game. Please, sir, we need you bad because our last supposed star just got wiped out. And we scared that he ain't going to never be the same. Because Lord knows if Earl get beat by Terence, that's going to be mental. He ain't going to be able to recover from that shit. He ain't going to be able to recover from that level of embarrassment. And it's going to be embarrassing, fight fans. From what I seen the other night, I feel confident than ever. It's going to be embarrassing. I hope he can make it to the rematch. I hope he can make it to the with that level of embarrassment, he may not even make it to the rematch. He may just call it quits. That may be it. Dallas Cowboys ain't going to be there no more. Jerry going to walk out the door on his ass. We thought you was the winner, man. We can't fuck with you, bro. We the Cowboys, man. We can't be America's team and then sitting beside your ass and you sitting here losing and shit, flipping Ferraris and shit. No, we can't do that. Look, like I say, I just can't wait to see it happen, man. This is going to be a major nail in the coffin. A major nail. This is going to rip down. Terence Crawford can literally fight this fight, move on with his career, go after that third undisputed. Because I see Charlo like, come on up here, come on up here, come on up here. Trust and believe it ain't going to be no choice. It ain't going to be no choice. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the homie Dimitri Cohen, man. What's up, man? I appreciate you rocking with me tonight. You already. What's up with you, Dimitri? Salah Farai in the house. What's going on? Mainman Mademan in the house, dropping that boxing knowledge. You already know. That's right. That's right. Having a good time, man. Having a good time. Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, Jaguar Black. Dimitri Cohen says monumental. It's going to be, monumental, unprecedented. Unprecedented. Everyone going to be forced to take a knee. Everyone going to be forced to take a knee. Everybody going to have a cramp in their calf that day. You going to have to bow down and be humble and give up Texas. He's snatching that shit from the grips of PBC. He going to rip that shit down like Jenga. I'm telling y'all, man. Like Jenga. I'm telling you. What's up to the homie Con Nigma on deck? What's up, champ? How you doing, man? How you doing? Appreciate you riding with me tonight, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct and possibly twice, says Jaguar Black. Yeah, man, this is crazy. And the good thing about it is, if you been one to be vocal and critical of his undisputed run at 140 pounds, that's done. If you want to say, well, Ndongo, who's Ndongo? Who will he beat? If you don't want to give him credit for Ndongo, who went into the backyard of other fighters and took the belts, brought it back to Bud, got wrecked, and was never the same again. If you don't want to give him credit for Ndongo, fine. You don't want to give him credit for Postal, cool, even though Postal was the highest rated fighter at the class next to Bud. But if you don't want to give him credit for that, see, that's what Bud does. He beats the next best guy under him like it's nothing. But if you don't want to give him credit for that, you're going to be forced to give him credit for Earl. And then beyond that, going up to Charlo, win, lose, or draw. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to be forced to give him respect, even if he loses to Charlo. Why? Because he did that. He didn't just talk. He didn't just stall you out. He didn't give you mediocrity. He didn't stall you out and say 70-30, 80-20 to make time. He didn't lie to his fan base like Earl does, making it believe like it's all about the belts today. But then yesteryear, he says that my kids can't eat off belts. That's what Earl said. Earl did the stalling tactics. Earl did that my kids can't eat off belts. Now it's a different program today. Now we get amnesia. Oh, we was joking. Oh, everything is this, everything is that. But it was him. He said that. I never heard those words even come out of Terence Crawford's mouth. I heard Terence Crawford say, man, I'm not chasing that fight no more. After he was already denied multiple times from Errol Spence Jr. What the hell? How thirsty do you want the man to be? They wanted the man to go to this damn fight that just passed with Ugas just so he couldn't get caught in the ring and look more thirsty? I think not. I think not. That fight ain't going nowhere. Guess what? Call Terence Crawford when the deal done. That's that real shit. That's that real talk. That's that not fluff stuff. That's that stop playing with the people's type stuff. You play too much. And your playing ass is lagging behind. When I go to his fans and I say, hey, is he gonna clean out a weight class? Well, he ain't got to. He ain't got to. He's already did it. What are you talking about? How? How? He ain't beat Keith. He ain't beat Terrence. He beat Ugas, Sean, and Danny, and little Mike, who wasn't even in the damn weight class. So my thing, all I'm saying is, look, just do what Terrence did. He took out Postal, who was the next guy under him, right? Took him out, wiped him out. Hell, Terence Crawford, first fight at 140, going for a world title. First fight at 147, going for a world title. Do shit like that special shit. That's that special shit. Instead, Earl pulling up fighters from 2 divisions down and pulling them up and putting 50,000 in the arena and saying, ha, 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 I'm the greatest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? So you got to forgive me for the mediocrity, fight fans, and me not being thoroughly impressed. I look at what Bud is doing and I'm just blown away. I'm speechless to a certain degree. I thought I'd never see nothing like this. I never thought when I first started covering this kid back in 2015 that I would be sitting here in 2022 talking about he going for undisputed in 2, maybe 3 weight classes. I would have never guessed it. I would have never guessed that shit. But then again, from what I noticed of him early on and how dangerous he was and how good he was, maybe I just underestimated him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just underestimated him. That's if the Spence win doesn't take something out of him. Oh, yeah, make no mistake about it, man. I don't think it's gonna be like easy. It's not gonna be. I would be sitting here talking foolish if I was to sit here and say, hey, Terence Crawford is gonna just straight up dust, whitewash Errol Spence Jr. That'd be talking foolish. I do have a level of respect for Earl's pedigree, thoroughly. And I know what's in front of Terence Crawford, but I do also know styles make fights. And I know what I've been seeing over the years. And I know what's the limitations of Errol Spence Jr., how far he can go. We seen him kick it into high gear. We seen it. The volume, right? We just talked about this the other day. The volume. Everyone's happy because the volume has returned. That volume don't mean jack shit. Don't mean nothing. Volume. Like I said the other day, and I'm gonna say it again. A straight left hand, a looping left hand will put an end to all of that volume crap. Easy work. Makes you think. That's what we do. So I'm just saying, man, yeah, he gonna win. Don't worry, Keisha, he gonna win. Styles make fights. Styles make fights. This, Terence Crawford has been in uphill, counted out in fights before. If people go back to that time when he first fought Gamboa, he was not the favorite. He was not the favorite. As a matter of fact, when he fought Victor Postal, that was the Victor Postal show. People thought that he was out of his league then. This ain't nothing new for Terence Crawford. Taking on challenges, being counted out in fights, people not seeing what everyone else is seeing. I just don't think he's that good. He's heard this for years. You got to remember, the man has been a champion for 8 years. Oh my goodness, did I slip out? The man has been a champion for 8 years, since 2014, fight fans. He's never known anything less of not being a champion. He's never known anything less of not being a champion. Since he beat Ricky Burns, he's never known anything less. Moved up, fight for a vacant belt. Bam, instantly. Back a champion again. Clean out the class. Move up to the next class. Drop those belts, move up to the next class. First fight, bam, champion again. Have never lost. The man has been champion for 8 freaking years. We're talking about damn near a decade. He's about to be a decadian. A decadian around this month. A champion for a decade. He's just 2 years short of that shit. We talk about 10 title defenses. How about being a champion for a decade? And we talking about undisputed and being on a knockout streak at the same damn time. Let's not forget about the knockout streak. Oh, that still exists. That still exists. So it's like I told y'all the other day, it's really good to see Earl get this stoppage, man, because I couldn't think of anything better to make a statement and to get people riled up and to get his fan base riled up. Because Lord knows they've been getting smacked around by the Crawford fans in the public so much. They need an adrenaline shot. They need something. You know what I mean? So I'm sure this will motivate them to go all the way back through Terence Crawford's resume again, to do all of the Bob Arum stuff again, to do all of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's going to motivate all of that all over again. Cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. They needed something. Lord knows. They were hoping that Errol Spence Jr. said Terence Crawford's name. Lord knows. We ain't got the hope for shit like that. If you're a fan of Terence Crawford, you ain't got the hope for shit like that because you know it's coming. You ain't even got to wonder, is he or isn't he? Is he going to listen to the suits? Is he worried about that they're going to say something to him and tell him what to do? We already know that this dude don't even rock that way, bro. So you ain't even got to wonder. But the Spence fans, will he? Man, we better hope somebody send him a message. Somebody flood his IG, hit him with messages. Say Terence Crawford's name. Please say Terence Crawford. Please, please, please don't leave us hanging out here, man. And he said it. He said it. You know, the beautiful thing is that if you don't want to listen to me and say, hey, man, Mainman, you tripping when you say he was stalling in 70-30 and he was trying to make his money. You don't want to listen to me about that stuff. Funny. Do y'all not also find it also kind of funny that all of a sudden he's saying Terence Crawford's name once he's cornered? Am I tripping when I say that? It's funny, it took the IBF, the WBA, Crawford fans, and everything under the sun to make sure that he couldn't go no damn where? Just to hear him say Terence Crawford's name? That's what it took, fight fans. It didn't just happen automatically. No, he had to get freaking cornered. He had to get Jerron Boots Ennis on his ass. We had to get that WBA situation to play out the way it did. God damn, I mean, I'm a firm believer. I don't know about y'all. I know a lot of y'all be on some other. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that if this IBF situation and this WBA situation did not exist, we'll be talking about something else. They can't maneuver. You might can pay that WBA situation off. Boots ain't going no damn where. Boots ain't going nowhere. And so it takes all of this to happen at the same time, fight fans, for us to get to where we are today. That is what I like to call epic pressure. You know what I'm saying? Epic pressure. Hey, salute to Con Nick, man, the super chat, bro. Thank you for that support, man. I appreciate you, man. Bud is challenging himself. It speaks volumes, man. Yes, it does. And I couldn't be more proud, man. You know what I mean? Like to know that the fighter that you rock with and that you like to see fight, to know that this is a type of fighter that you want to believe in. Somebody that's pushing the limits of boxing. Someone that's pushing the envelope further and further and further. Now the brothers is getting into the promotional game. Everyone counted him out in every sort of way. Shot in the head. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dog, this is a family man. Hell, his own town got a street named after him. Come from the inner city. He come from nothing. You heard how him and his mom used to be back in the day. Y'all seen it on the all accesses, how she used to treat him. He had to go, man. He was shot. He was grinded as a youngin. And you see it playing out that way. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no undisciplined. Ain't no drunk rants. Ain't no party nights. Ain't no cheating allegations. Ain't none of that shit. You just got a hard-working dude who came from nothing, who got every fighter in boxing looking up to him right now, who got the greats speaking nothing but highly of him right now, who got everybody, from what I see, most people are picking him to beat Errol Spence Jr. I mean, you can't make this shit up, man. I get it. He don't got a state the size of Texas, so he may not have a louder roar as Errol Spence fans, because he got the second biggest state in the country. What do you expect? I wish the pay-per-view numbers showed that. I wish the pay-per-view numbers showed that. I only wonder what pay-per-view numbers would look like if Bud had a stake that damn big. But the point I'm making is, fight fans, is that shit is just a greatness, man. Like I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it when Henry Armstrong did it. I appreciate it when Evander Holyfield did it. But and then also to know that the fighter that I've been rooting for since day one is doing it. Man, it ain't gonna get no better than that, fight fans. That's why I say, man, I don't care what fan you are. You could be a fan of Earl all you want. That boxing fan inside of you, that's sitting inside of your chest, he's saying, man, I love what I'm seeing from this kid. You trying to block him out. You trying to shut him up. But that boxing fan that live inside of you is like, this dude can technically maybe go after the third undisputed crown. Wouldn't your eyes like to see that? Shit, man. Damn, bro. That's just amazing, bro. And then now to know, at 147, if he beat Earl, I can't sit back and say he cleaned out the class as like he did, say, at 40. I can't say he cleaned out the class because Keith still lingers. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just think that even in Keith's case, look, man, Keith gonna be just miss out, man, because if he talking about, because he says that he wants Earl's cheerleader next, which is Charlo. Charlo is the cheerleader. He's cheerleader Charlo. So he's going after cheerleader Charlo next. What Charlo gonna do then? You gonna go and give you the latest rant? I mean, come on up here, man. Why you want to fight me? Stay in your own weight class. Be a challenger sometimes. Why don't you be a challenger sometimes, bud? You've been a champion for 8 years, man. I mean, damn, man. Now you want to come up to my weight class and do the same thing? Come on, man. Be a challenger sometimes. Shut. That's your boy Charlo, man. That's cheerleader Charlo, though, fight fans. Cheerleader Charlo, man. He's Canelo's biggest cheerleader. He's Canelo's biggest cheerleader, and he is Earl's biggest cheerleader. He's Earl's doppelganger. And Jamal is David Benavidez's son, because he act like he don't act like Benavidez exists. I don't know what's up with them cheerleader Charlos right now. One getting smacked, the other one just doing all of these loud drunk rants and ain't mean shit. You better worry about Castano. You better worry about Castano, because right now, from what I'm looking at, man, Texas is in jeopardy. You don't beat Castano, and if Earl don't beat Bud, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Be a challenger sometimes. I can't believe he said that, man. How the fuck you gonna say be a challenger sometimes? Boy, they don't know nothing about Terence Crawford. They don't know any. Look, man, at the end of the day, people can say what they want. Terence Crawford has beaten them boys in every single department. He's got more accolades than them, beat them in more weight classes than them, and he's got paid more than them, even though they've done all of the shenanigans and all of the BS. But he's gotten the money. He's got the money. But they want him to be a challenger sometimes. I don't understand this, man. They got to get like Bud in every single department, man. Clean out a weight class. Become undisputed. Touch a lineal belt. Get a $3 million guarantee. All of these things that Terence Crawford has done that they have never done. Oh, but they so great, man. They so great. Hey, salute to the homie Vincent Roof, man, in the super chat, brother. Thank you for your support, man. I really appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you. If Boots really wanted Bud, he could have aggressively called him out like Earl did Keith. And I'm sure that Bud would have took it. I don't believe Boots wanted Bud like that. I don't believe nobody that don't put in paperwork, bro. Period. That's just my motto. Since the Sean Porter fight, if you want to smoke and you know the man ain't got a mandatory, you know you in position, put in some paperwork and let us see it. Daylight is the best disinfectant. Talk is cheap. Talk is good for clout. This is the clout era. Everyone wants to talk and say names, but ain't nobody making no rubber meet the road. The simple solution is very simple, fight fans. It's a piece of paper. You can print it off the WBO's website. They need a stamp. Anybody will give them a stamp. We'll super chat money just for Jerron Boots Ennis to get a stamp. But until somebody making some rubber meet the road, miss me with it. Well, why hasn't Bud go after him? Bud ain't got to do anything. He got the crown that they want. Y'all forget? Undisputed champion, king of the boxing division. He has the crown. They've never worn a crown. Don't tell a king what he got to go do. What kind of shit is that? People telling the king what he got to go and do. You know what I'm saying? Until these boys get a crown like him, they don't have no standing on telling him what he should and should not do. That's just the bottom line. He wants your boy. The same way he wanted Keith. He want the best at the class, period. I'm just saying what it is, bro. I'm just saying what it is, man. Hey, appreciate you, Vincent, man. Salute to you, fam. Salute to you, man. And so in order for me to believe Boots want that smoke, I got to see paperwork. That's any of them. You know what I'm saying? So to my homie D-Lo 44 Boxing. Happy belated birthday, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope you turned it all the way up, D-Lo, and enjoyed yourself, man. Much love, bro. Much love to you. You know what I'm saying? Folks running around here bigging up Jamel for all that whining and hollering, talking about Bud and Fundora need to face each other. Sucker shit. Man, that's just straight sucker shit. All of these added names, bro. It's always what Bud should do. Oh, he should waste more time doing this. He should waste more time. What the hell is all of this about? Why is there everybody coming up with a new Bud plan? I mean, everybody has a Bud plan. Everybody can put Bud's career together better than Bud and his whole handlers can. Well, he should do this. He should call that person. He should go and do that. He should go and do that. What the hell should your boy do? What should he do? I'm just saying, fight the next best dude. Should he not do that? Should he not do that? Or is Ugas good enough for y'all? Ugas is good enough for Spence fans. Spence fans are satisfied with the Ugas victory. Like, oh, he ain't even got to do anything. It's good to see that PBC is now recognizing his belt. That's always good to see. That's always good to see. I mean, I guess it starts right there. But everybody always tell you what Bud Crawford need to do when this man is so highly decorated, man. Like, this man has touched every single belt in boxing. There's still two belts that Errol Spence Jr. has never touched. The WBO and the ring belt, which signals the lineal. Terence has touched every single belt in boxing. How the hell is anybody going to tell him what he should and should not do? It's unbelievable, D-Lo. It's really unbelievable. But up in Jamel for all of that whining and hollering. Yeah, that's all he do is a bunch of whining and hollering. He needs to be worried about Castano. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be worried about Castano because, I mean, the performance I seen, man, I don't know what that was about. I don't know if Castano got his number or whatever the case may be, but he needs to be focused on that right there. I don't care about Jamel hollering and yelling and screaming. He hollered and yelled and screamed at Tony Harrison, and Tony Harrison beat his ass. That shit don't mean nothing. And Tony Harrison was beating his ass in the second fight until his Achilles went out. All of that yelling and screaming just makes him emotional. Actually, to be honest with you, Terence Crawford should want him emotional. Terence Crawford should want him yelling and screaming. Y'all see, I don't know if y'all caught the recent interview. I caught one of them. And Derrick James had to intervene into Charlo's, like when Charlo was talking, Derrick James had to step in right then and there. Because he knew that Charlo was about to go off on one of his emotional little things and say whatever he say. Emotional. And it translated into the ring with Charlo. Just look at that Austin Trout fight. Go back and look at that fight. Go back and look at the first Tony Harrison fight and see how it played out in that fight. So let him get emotional. Let him hoop and holler and going in there trying to take Bud's head off so he can get picked apart. Picked apart. Y'all better understand something. We know what it is, man. Hey, what's up to my brother Muhammad Tola is in the building, man. Much love to you, bro. Mainman, you heard Derrick James say that Bud's biggest attribute is athleticism and completely dismiss his ring IQ. Well, that's the lies and the fallacies that they tell their fan base. They don't want them to believe that Bud has all of these tools and this, that, and the athleticism. The man is 35 years old. He's not nearly as athletic, perhaps, as he once was. How is athleticism the first thing that you say? Ring IQ. all of the skills that he possessed, the switch hitting ability, the thinking brain in the ring, the download process situation that goes on each and every fight. All of these things that you can mention, but you want to say athleticism. That's a way of reducing Terence Crawford. He's trying to reduce him. We know it's more than that. Now, if you want to talk about athleticism, let's talk about your boy. Because if it's a volume game that we're talking about, punches and bunches, right? Volume. He never turns off, man. He never turns off. Okay, cool. Volume makes you sloppy. Volume leaves you opened up. I go back to the Emmanuel Latte fight, and I look at how he got hurt. He got hurt while punching. I go back to the Kell Brook fight. Kell Brook hurt him while punching. You better understand, when he tried to go back and forth with Sean Porter hurt him while punching. And I noticed, like I said before, one good or two good clean shots on Errol does make him think about it. Does make him think about it. So when you want to talk about athleticism, I see your boy winning it on athleticism. All of them punches. Ain't standing on nothing. Ain't standing on their punch, fight fans. Just throwing them. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, chip away. Ain't standing on jack shit. That's why Ugas was able to hurt him the way he did, or for like one shot, because he's standing on punches. Errol don't stand on punches. Errol gets reckless. He lunges. Errol throws volume, and sometimes he throws the caution out the window. Well, you do that against Terence Crawford. And I make this clear, fight fans, because everybody and their mamas done took my shit. I see even the fighters are running around saying this now. Remember where this all started at. Bud Crawford is the only knockout artist at 147. He's the only one. Errol Spence is not a knockout artist. Sean Porter is not a knockout artist. Yordenis Ugas is not a knockout artist. The only knockout artist at 147 today. Some may say Jerron Boots Ennis. Well, that remains to be seen once his competition level steps up. I got Terence Crawford sleeping champions. I mean, sleeping champions, man. Stopping champions. It don't stop. It doesn't matter the weight. It don't stop. Jeff Horn was way bigger than him, and he bullied Jeff Horn. You bully the bully. You stand up to that bully. And when a bully ain't standing on his punches, he just throwing punches. And you stand up to that bully and you throwing your punches and you standing on your shit with conviction, oh, he gonna feel it. He gonna feel it. He gonna get clipped, man. He gonna get clipped, fight fans. I'm telling y'all some real spill. He gonna get clipped. If y'all got scared the other night when Yordenis Ugas pushed him or knocked him back into the ropes, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. If your heart fell in your stomach, because I know Spence Nation, mouth hit the floor, everything paused for a moment. You probably was in the middle of drinking a beer and the beer stopped. When Errol Spence Jr. got knocked into that rope, oh my goodness. Oh my, we never seen nothing. What? You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. And his big ass crunching down to that weight, when he go down, fight fans, he might not get back up. You crunching weight like that, you crunching weight where you got no knockout power, right? All right. Don't get tired, bro. Don't take no time off, because if you go down, you might not get back up. Okay. And then we talking about this fight possibly happening towards the end of the year at the earliest. If we lucky, you better hope that this fight don't go into 2023, because every day that passes doesn't hurt Terence Crawford. And it is contrary to popular belief. I heard what Derek James said, fight fans, about trying to age out Terence Crawford. Oh yeah. I just didn't have the time to do the video, but I heard it. Terence Crawford is a gym rat. Terence Crawford is in tip-top shape all the time, ready to go. Nah, bruh. Every day that passes hurts Errol. You only can crunch down but so far. What you going to, they say Errol is back in the gym. You better stay there, bruh. You better stay there. You better stay there, because if you go home, if you get to kicking it with your little homies again and doing anything crazy, it's over. It's over. And I think Errol Spence is smart enough to know that I ain't messing around with this dude. This ain't Danny. This ain't Sean. This ain't Ugas. I cannot go back and partying and living it up and all of this shit. Nah, Matter of fact, it could be argued to say that he bought that ranch for Terence Crawford. He had to get focused, dog. Everybody like, nah, man, he did it to get out of the city life, man, and the craziness. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. But he also had to get focused, man. That man literally moved his whole address just to get focused on Terence Crawford. I totally understand, bro. I totally understand. I totally understand. Let's see, man. Let's go through some of the fam comments, see what y'all talking about. I'm gonna scroll on up. Salute to everybody, man. And thank y'all all, man. Thank y'all all. T from the Loke says, love the content, though, man. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. I do my best. I just get on here to have a good time and to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I hope even to my Spence fans, you know, not to take any of this stuff personal. We just all having a good time talking this real spill. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. My man Raheem, what's up, bro? He says, I respectfully disagree. And I am a Crawford fan, so no hate here. But I think that Spence will make it look easier than Ugas. I disagree, bro. I don't see no similarities between Ugas and Terence Crawford. Where's the similarities there? Where is the similarities? And we can't go by no elementary theory of about Ugas beat Terence Crawford in the amateurs. Please, for goodness sake, I hope nobody is saying nothing like that. For goodness sake, I hope nobody ain't saying nothing like that. So we definitely can't use that theory. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't see him punching as hard as Terence Crawford. I don't see him being nearly as nimble or having nearly nowhere near the same tools as Terence Crawford. Ugas is a man who's been defeated before. Ugas is very reactionary. And it doesn't last like in Terence Crawford's case, where you may say in the first early rounds, he may let this go or may let that go. But then after a certain point in that fight, it gets kicked up, right? Ugas doesn't do that. Ugas will sit there at that gear the entire fight and be content with that. That's who Yordenis Ugas has always been. Blood is a go after you got. Blood is I want to smell blood. If I don't smell blood, I need to see the blood. If I don't see the blood, I got to make sure that you bleed. Do you bleed? That's Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? And that's for Ugas. It's like, I'm happy. Like when he hurt Errol Spence Jr., man, come on, man. Come on, bro. Whether y'all said it was legit or not or whatever, I'm not even going over that. I'm just talking about the fact that he actually hurt Errol Spence Jr. And look at it, how he played that moment. And I went back and watched, and I'm telling y'all, man, when he was kind of doing his follow-up thing, I did not like how the ref jumped in there. I know the ref is supposed to jump in there when a break in the action happens, right? There was no break in the action. He just randomly jumped in when Ugas was coming on, but that's not here nor there. That's not here nor there. That's not here nor there. I think it's actually in reverse. I think no one wants Boots but Spence. I don't think Spence wants Boots. If Spence wants Boots, then he got Boots. All Boots got to do is win and beat Custio Clayton. And guess what? He's Errol Spence Jr.'s mandatory. He ain't got no choice. So if he wants Boots, all he got to do is turn down the Terence Crawford fight and go after Boots. I don't see it happening. If Errol Spence Jr. in the land of make-believe somehow was victorious against Terence Crawford, he still wouldn't pivot to Boots, man. He'd take those belts and go, or move up to the next class. I just don't see it happen. I think Boots is just a little too late. You know what I'm saying? Just a little too late. But if they do, that'll be what's up. I don't see no reason why Keith shouldn't do it. I don't see no reason why Keith shouldn't do it. But then again, like I said, Keith might want to keep his place, man. You look at his T from the Loke says Bud's biggest win is Porter. That's a fallacy, bro. That's false. That's Earl's best win. That's not Bud's best win. That's false. Terrence got 3 division champions, 5-time champions on his resume, bro. Earl ain't got that. Oh, he does got that. I take that back. It came from a fighter that was 2 weight classes below. So remember something. Sean Porter's never left the weight class. I just consider that an average beatdown from Terence Crawford. It's a good thing that he was the first man to stop him. Earl couldn't do that, that's for sure. But that's not the best win. I always say Ricky Burns is number 1. Until someone on Errol Spence Jr. resume can match the credentials of Ricky Burns, talk to me. Talk to me. Moved up in weight, still won after Terence Crawford. Talk to me. Sean Porter didn't even really want to fight. Sean Porter had to be pushed into the fight. Sean Porter had to be pressured into the fight. He had to be given the biggest payday of his career to make the fight. He was number 1, got dropped, and became number 1 again. He didn't even really want the damn fight. He was talking about step aside money. Let's talk about the facts, T from Lope. T from Lope. Let's talk about the facts. Sean didn't even really want it. Shit, Bud didn't even really want it. That was his buddy. The only reason he took it because PBC wouldn't send shit else over. And so he had to get his buddy paid and give him the biggest payday of his career and then send him on his retirement route. But you ain't see the killer instinct in there because that's his buddy. And that's a damn shame that we waited so long for Errol Spence Jr. that Terence Crawford was forced to face his friend. I recall Sean Porter saying that me and Terence never talked about us even ever fighting. That's what Sean Porter said. We never even talked about how many. We had to go through a whole year of seeing Sean Porter every time he come to a camera saying, well, I haven't talked to Terence Crawford. We haven't talked yet. We haven't spoke yet. That's how hard it was to make the damn fight. People looking at his goofy ass like, bro, stop it. Y'all know damn well that y'all ain't that super duper close. You ain't go to the man ain't come to your wedding. Now all of a sudden you got to have a conversation and all that. Bro, that shit, it was like pulling teeth. It was like, it was impossible. Look at all that had to happen just to get Porter into the ring. But that was what the fans forced because Errol Spence just wasn't available. He convinced his fans that it's okay for me to go off and make my millions because y'all gonna cover for me. Y'all gonna keep covering. Just like y'all gonna keep on covering. When he said 70-30, y'all covered. He said 80-20, you covered. He made all of the money in the world versus Little Mike, and y'all covered. So y'all going to continue. He knows that he could just say any little thing to y'all, and y'all going to cover. It's a damn shame. So if that's Bud's biggest win, which I disagree with, damn, that's his friend, bro. That's his buddy. That's what it was reduced to. All of the ducking and the dodging. Not just from Earl, but you can throw Danny, you can throw Keith in that same boat with him. They all ducked. The three blind mice. The three blind mice. And it took his friend to say, bro, I'm gonna make it happen, man. We ain't never talk about this, man, and nothing like that, but fuck it, we just gonna do it, bro. It is what it is. And even to this day, and I truly believe that to a certain degree that did kind of irk Sean. And, I guess it's after the fight. We could talk about it now, I actually feel a little bad for Sean. I really, really do. Because deep down inside, when I look at Sean Porter talk, he never wanted that fight, man. He never wanted that fight. He never wanted to be ever put in a position to have to defend himself against Terence Crawford. He never wanted that fight, man. That was a fight that was two friends, no killing instinct. It was, why did we even have that fight? Truth be told, it's in hindsight, yeah, it's good to make, but we shouldn't have got that fight. That was not a fight to make. That was bad matchmaking to a certain degree. It really was. I don't think Terence Crawford fought at his full potential. And it could be argued that maybe Sean Porter didn't fight to his full potential either, because there was something there. And I think that Sean Porter, he wasn't happy about that, man. I truly don't. I think he looks at Earl and he says, bro, I think he thinks deep down inside, he think he beat Earl. That's what I really think. He thinks he beats Earl, and he has a tremendous level of respect for Terence Crawford, but they forced him to face Terence. He didn't want to do it, man. When they dropped him out of the number one position, he was good. He came up with a whole nother scenario on the side of about him being a mandatory, and if Bud Crawford wanted to go and fight anyone else, they got to pay him step aside money. He was building straw man arguments, man. Oh, we still ain't have a conversation yet, trying to avoid the conversation. He ain't never want to fight. That shit came through Earl's stalling. Salute to Porter for eventually taking it. Too bad it took his biggest payday. And he got embarrassed the way he did. His father stopped it. And I will agree to a certain extent with Derek James when I heard him say that something was going on in the corner between Sean and Kenny. I always thought so. I always thought so. I always thought so. I always thought that Kenny was living through Sean. But I ain't gonna get into that. But I'm just saying I always thought so. But that was a foul. That was a fight that wasn't. I mean, we like I said, we boxing fans, so we want to see it. But truth be told, fight fans, and it's just being honest about it. That fight should have never been made. That shit happened because your boy stalled, and we got that. And Danny stalled, and Danny ain't got no reason. He's been stalling for no reason. No one can even give me a reason. The evidence is clear. The evidence is clear, fight fans. I don't understand why. I mean, this shit is not even it's clear. It's crystal clear who's been doing all of the stalling. The suits is telling you one. The suits is telling you they've been stalling. The suits is telling you that they don't believe in Crawford at one time. Earl was telling you the same thing. Danny was doing the same thing. Keefe came up with the WB no. I mean, are they all? None of them are stalling. None of them never. It was all Bud Crawford's fault, but they all playing on the same damn playbook. I don't understand it, fight fans. I don't understand it. Let me see what's going on. Charlo wasn't so hyped when Spence said that he'll fight him. Nah, because that's his hero, man. He don't want to fight his hero, man. He gonna get in there. He ain't gonna know between Canelo and Spence. I don't know which one that Charlo was the cheerleader for more. But that's his hero, bro. That's his hero. That's his hero, man. John Kramer says, yo, all of those guys lost. That's what they got in common. Facts. They all lost, man. They all lost. And they would have lost to Terence Crawford. And they all knew it. They all knew it. PBC knew it. That's why they never sent them. That's exactly why they never sent. PBC knew it. And like I told y'all before they let anybody else take prestige off of their fighters, they're going to do it them damn selves. Before they let anyone else take prestige off of Andy Ruiz, they're going to do it them damn selves. They are not going to let no one snatch Texas. They wasn't going to let no one snatch their popular welterweights that they built on national television. Let's call it for what it is. They put these boys on NBC. They put these boys on ABC and all of these networks at the time. And they built that. And they were not going to let top-ranked ESPN or anyone else, for that matter, come through and take off what they built. It just wasn't going to happen. They kept it all in-house. You see Floyd Mayweather doing the same thing, and he came clean about it. We see all of these things, but it's always Terence Crawford's fault. But I see Terence Crawford in front of a promoter telling him, don't the fights, if the fighters want to fight, do we get it? Yeah. He said that right in front of Tom Brown, in front of Errol Spence Jr.'s promoter. He told Bob Arum what was clean, what was good. He told Bob Arum, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, or I'm going to sue your ass. He had contracts delivered to Bob Arum ringside right before the Kell Brook fight. Bob Arum didn't know if Terence Crawford was going to fight Kell Brook or not. But the story that was in the public was Terence Crawford was walking lockstep with Bob Arum. You see that? You see, this is, and I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. This is why I rock with Terence Crawford. Because he has been dragged through the mud by everybody on every side. Even his own damn promoter, who got every lackey in the boxing media known to man. So the lackeys are writing bad about him. The promoters talking bad about him. The PBC is talking bad about him. None of the fighters want to fight him. And yet this man is on the verge of becoming a two-time undisputed champion. They all counted him out. They hoped that he would lose. They never knew he was this good. I'm telling y'all what I know, fight fans. They never knew he was this good. They never knew it. Bob didn't even know it. Well, I think Bob honestly knew it. I think Bob knew. I take that back. Bob knew. It was all about the money thing with it. But the rest of them never knew he was this good. They just didn't. They thought he would have lost a long time ago. I told y'all, they counted him out against Victor Postal. We look at Victor Postal now and we laugh. We just seen Gary Antoine stop him. Young up-and-coming contender stopping Victor Postal for the first time. But back then, they counted Terence Crawford out of that fight. Huey Yorkis Gamboa, 40 years old, hanging around boxing, just got beat up by Isaac Cruz. They was counting Terence Crawford out of that fight fans. He then came all the way from that to being #1 pound for pound in boxing. And it ain't nobody, no stat you can pull to take that down. The Spence fans are so desperate and so thirsty that they keep pushing him upwards on the pound for pound list. Oh, yeah, he's top this, he's top 5, he's #1, he's #2. They are so thirsty and so desperate. They don't have the proof to back that shit up. They have no proof in a pound for pound discussion for Errol Spence Jr., but they would tell you that. Do your homework, fight fans. Do your homework. I love to see somebody give me some proof on how Errol Spence is top pound for pound. I want to see the proof. You tell me how I'm putting him in there over Josh Taylor. I want to see the proof. I want to see the proof. There ain't none. There ain't none. A 35-pounder just wipes out all of your proof. You know what I'm saying? Hey, salute to the homie Candy Slim 501 in the super chat. Thank you, man, for your support. Much love to you, Candy Slim. And I hope all is well, my G. Got a crash, but Gamboa hits harder than Ugas. Everybody hit harder than Ugas, man. No, I ain't gonna say that. Ugas stands on his punches now, man. But yeah, Ugas got 12 knockouts, man. Couldn't keep Earl off him, man. He gave him something to think about, but he just couldn't keep him off him. You know what I'm saying? You're right about that, bro. You're right about that. Hey, salute to my homie Black Ham TV on deck, man. What's up, champ? What's up, man? Chill it. Yes, sir. Mainman Mademan, who got the better chin between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence? I'll say they both got solid chins, man. It's hard to really get a measure. Neither man is officially been dropped. You know what I'm saying? They've both been hurt. They've both recovered well. They've both beat the people that have hurt them. So it's really hard to say. You know what I'm saying? I think they both got real durable chins, but I do think one hits harder than the other. But I do think that they both got very durable chins. I think they're both real tough fighters. I think Earl and Terence are both real tough fighters. Like, you're gonna have to go through hell and hot water to beat them and to stop them or to finish them. We talk about a Jerron Boots Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis has never gotten any in there with nowhere near the caliber of something like these two fighters. Because not only do you going to have to worry about their offense, but you're going to have to worry about them. They don't get tired that often. They don't take much time off in fights. They're always thinking. They're always adjusting. And they're tough. They're durable. Hurting them ain't easy. And if you do hurt them, you got to finish them. That's one of the beautiful things about Keith Thurman. You can hurt him, but can you finish him? You can hurt Keith all day long. Mouthpiece will get spitted out, the whole thing. But can you finish him? Can't do it. Haven't seen no one do it. So this is what I'm saying. So I think they both got very tough chins, and I think they're both very durable fighters. But I do think that Terence Crawford hits harder than Errol Spence Jr. And it's not to say that Earl is weak or nothing like that, but I do believe that Earl has spent so long at 147 where knockout power, one-punch knockout power is just not going to happen at that weight class. And if he moves up to 54, and if he gets that knockout power or something, maybe he's naturally filling out better, then maybe so. But at 47, no. He got to be a chip away fighter. He's got to throw them punches in bunches. And that's a real gambly style, because there may be some nights you can't throw like that. You know what I'm saying? You may be getting countered. You may be getting popped. I'm just saying. Ugas ain't had no footwork, fight fans. Does Terence Crawford got footwork? Can Terence Crawford create that separation in that space that's needed to keep Errol Spence off him? Terence Crawford also moves laterally. Ugas didn't move laterally. Terence Crawford can move laterally. There's a lot of things that Ugas didn't do, man, that Terence Crawford can do, fight fans. I'm just saying. And I seen somebody salute to the homie that came through in my comment section earlier, man. Ugas is not Crawford. Whoever got that name walking around, man, salute to you, man. Ugas is not Crawford. I seen that earlier, man. That tripped me out, man. That really tripped me out, man. Salute to you, whoever that is, man. Yes, sir. John Kramer says Spence is back in the gym. That's good stuff. Good. Good. You better stay there. That's how I say, man. He knows, man, that the big fish knows when a shark is in the water. The big fish knows when there's a shark in the water. You see his ass right back in that gym. Smart man. Smart man. Because the road gonna get bumpy from here on down. I told y'all. Look here, man. And I think Errol Spence must have heard us, man. I said this the other day, and I'm gonna reiterate this one more time before I shut this down. Forget about everything from before this time on back. That stuff was the building of Errol Spence Jr. That was the putting together of Errol Spence Jr. That was forming Errol Spence Jr., forming Voltron, Mikey in Texas, 50,000 fans. We're building Errol Spence Jr., putting him next to the Dallas Cowboys. We're building our future star to take over Texas and to be the next pay-per-view attraction. You see what I'm saying? They know what they're doing. Keeping his fights in-house so they can pay him what they want to pay him. He is obligated to do business the PBC way, which is those 1.5s guaranteed, those small guarantees, but keeping him in-house, building him. And so at this point, from Sean to Danny to taking him overseas into Kell Brook's backyard and breaking Kell Brook, all of that prepared him from this moment forward, because this moment forward, he's walking down the greatness hallway now. He had to build up to greatness like Terence had to. Terence didn't take the path that Errol took. Earl May stayed in one weight class and fought everybody on this side of the street. Terence Crawford moved through weight classes, gaining every belt along the way and leaving a trail of bodies. They've both built themselves up to this moment. And this was what it was all about. They've built it, and PBC has done a somewhat decent job. They've built them. Now, my biggest question, fight fans, because Terence Crawford has already shown me, they built me and I've been through all of that, but I'm willing to go out on the ledge anytime. I need to know that Earl is willing to go out on that ledge. I'm not all the way. I'm hoping. I'm still in hope status. Until I see them in the ring, I hope. But is PBC willing to put in jeopardy what they built? That's my question. Are they willing, given the current climate, with Deontay Wilder, the lack of pay-per-view attractions, are they really, 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 really willing to do this fight? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. A couple more and I'm out the door, fight fans. I got to get my brother D-Lo. Where you go, where you go. He says he is back to living the fighter's lifestyle, but Bud has never stopped. Bro, spoken like a prodigy, bro. Spoken like a prodigy, man. You ain't never lied. That's something that's every day. This is something new for them. This is something they celebrating, right? This is something that they throwing the parades about. This is throwing the confetti. Oh my God, Errol Spence is in the gym every day now. They so happy. This is like normal shit to us Bud fans. Like this is nothing new under the sun. He's always in the gym. Every time we turn around, he's in the gym. If he ain't in there with an old fighter, he's in there with a young fighter. If he ain't in there with a short fighter, he's in there with a tall fighter. Shit, I be seeing this dude go overseas in the foreign countries and probably supposed to be on vacation, chilling, going to the gym, teaching the fighters over there a little thing or two. They all in awe of him over there. I don't know if y'all peeping this, but I'm peeping it. The man walks around boxing like he Michael Jackson, shorty. Everywhere he goes, like everyone's impressed. Oh, he's my favorite fighter. I've heard all of these fighters coming out. He's my favorite fighter. Oh, Bud Crawford is number one pound for pound. He's just he's so many layers to it. Everyone's saying the same thing too. Oh, he just has such a high boxing IQ. There's so many layers to this game. I mean, Spence is good. He's nice and yeah, he's strong or whatever. But it's just something about Bud Crawford that's everybody that knows. That ain't just me. That ain't just Mainman Mademan. Ask Roy Jones. Ask Floyd Mayweather. Ask great fighters. Go talk to Timothy Bradley. Go talk to Andre Ward. That ain't just Mainman. These are great fighters. Shakur got greatness written on his forehead. Look how he looks and talks about Terence Crawford. Come on, man. The writing is on the wall, fight fans. This is Vin Rames versus Wesley Snipes in Undisputed. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Muhammad Hamatola says, yo, the thing that I respect the most about Bud is the fact that he didn't want Spence coming off of the car crash, a true champion. I mean, yeah, hey, look, man, you ain't never lied, Muhammad. That was some stand-up stuff because most fighters wouldn't have done that. Danny would have still took the fight in a heartbeat. Danny, like, he didn't care, but what Danny tell everybody? Danny Garcia came out and told everybody he didn't want to hear none of that. He don't want to hear nothing about him, no car crash. Danny was making it crystal clear. Remember Danny talking about he looked into his eyes and seen his soul and all this other shit. Man, Danny was out there, man. Danny got his ass whooped, man. You know what I'm saying? But Bud Crawford came out and says, hey, man, I don't want to fight the man in this current shape. Because clearly he wouldn't have got no credit for it. There would have been excuses galore. And it wouldn't have, you know. But Danny sure did. That's Danny for you, though. Danny ain't give a damn, man. Danny ain't give a damn. He thought he had Errol Spence slipping. Danny, now that's somebody who thought that they had Earl slipping. Danny Garcia. Danny was out here letting it be known. Yeah, him and his father. Oh yeah, we see something. He ain't the same, and we don't want to hear no excuses, and we don't want to hear none of that stuff, man. But they was letting it be known, man. Yes, he was. Jaguar Black says he needs to work on his balance for the Crawford fight. Yeah, that's still an issue. It's not as I didn't see it as prevalent as I did in the Danny Garcia fight. The Danny Garcia fight, man, everything was knocking him off balance. In the Ugas fight, he seemed a bit more sturdier than he did in the Danny fight, but he had a lot more time to kind of get himself together. You know what I mean? So that's good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he better work on that balance because you better have both feet flat on that ground when you walk up on Terence Crawford. And don't back up in a straight line. Please don't back up in a straight line. Come with your volume. I'm hoping, you know what? I'm hoping that Errol Spence Jr. is the volume pressure fighter that everyone says that's going to give Terence Crawford problems. That's the guy I want him to be. That's the guy I want him to be. I would rather want him to be that fighter than to be the boxing Earl. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I want volume Earl. I want caution to the wind Earl. I want jumping in, jumping out, doubling your jab, going downstairs, laying the left hand. I want that Earl. I want the Earl from Ugas. That's the Earl that we want. Because that Earl ain't hard to find. That Earl ain't hard to hit. That Earl is playing right into your hands. That Earl will be controlled and tamed. That's the Earl we want. That Earl sets up Terence Crawford perfectly for a KO. That's the Earl we want. Oh, we want that dude. We want the Shag. Yeah, we want the Shag, shawty. Bring on Shaggy Doo. Bring his ass on. You know what I'm saying? Bring Shaggy Doo and Chili the Charlo ass on. Lord knows. Because they both got history around their waist that belongs to Terence Crawford. They do. Well, not quite Charlo yet. Charlo got Castano problems. But definitely Earl. Earl, you got all that man's history. You got his history around your waist. You got his Hall of Fame induction, his adding another paragraph to his Wikipedia around your waist, man. His Wikipedia is probably already 20 paragraphs long. Well, he want 21, and it sits around your waist. He want them to write some more. And so this is what I'm telling y'all, fight fans. This fight is monumental for so many reasons. But to go back to my original point, man, the greatness involved in this is unprecedented. Unprecedented. The kid from Omaha looking to do something that ain't never been done. Ain't never been done. And that is go after become undisputed in 2 weight classes, which sets the stage automatically, possibly to go for undisputed at a 3rd weight class. If Jamel Charlo is successful, I would think. But dog, I mean, this is just where we at, man. And if I see something like that happens in there, I'm gonna tell you like this: I'll probably be ready to retire my damn channel after that, man. I got nothing else to talk about. I got nothing. I got nothing left to see. I've seen it all at that point. I got nothing left to see. Ain't nobody topping that. Ain't nobody gonna surpass that shit no time soon in the 4-belt era. What may end up being a 5-belt era. Ain't happening. So guess what? A man that became undisputed in 2 weight classes, and if he does the third, that's it for my channel, man. I got nothing left to talk about. That's it for me, man. I'm hanging it up. Mainman will retire. I got nothing left to see. I got nothing left. And ain't nothing gonna top that. I'm just hoping we get there, man. I hope we get there, man. I hope we get there. Thanks, T from Bloke. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all all, man. I really, really do, man. I really do. I hope y'all had a good time tonight stream, man. Yeah, man. John Kramer says Ugas got broken down from the bottom to the top. He did. Impressive performance from Earl, man. You know what I'm saying? Really, really good performance from Errol Spence Jr. Prime Earl. Just prime Earl. You know what I'm saying? And Ugas Ugas, man, hey, salute to him too. I'm not writing off Ugas Ugas fight fans. I know a lot of people might want to run around call him a bum or something like that. Nah, I'm not doing that. That's something I'm not doing. Ugas Ugas is a warrior. Ugas Ugas is a freaking warrior. He fought his way from the dead to get back to this moment. He wasn't even supposed to be here. He wasn't even supposed to be here, fight fans. They tried to jerk him around in the WBA tournament, right? To fight some dude with 13 standing owners who only had 13 wins after he beat Manny Pacquiao. Nah, man. I want Ugas Ugas to hang around. I love to see Keith versus Ugas. I'm down for that fight. I bet you Adrian Bronner can't beat him. What are we talking about? Boots versus Ugas. There you go. I like Boots versus Ugas. That's a good name, actually. That's a really good name. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia versus Ugas. I like that. I like that fight. I like Danny Garcia versus Ugas, and I favor Ugas. I favor Ugas over Danny. Y'all telling me y'all wouldn't favor Ugas over Danny? Shit, I favor Ugas over Danny. Danny ain't letting his hands go nowadays. I favor Ugas, man. But yeah, he did get broken down from Earl, man. He really did. Of course, he hurt him. He made a rookie mistake. You saying Earl made a rookie mistake? You know, the crazy thing is, I mean, we just going to that one punch that he hit him with and hurt him. What about the punch that led to the to the mouthpiece being knocked out? That was a solid punch. That was a solid inside little uppercut, short little uppercut that he caught Earl with. You can't get hit with no shit like that from Terence Crawford. Not flush like that. Nah, you can't get if Ugas's punch had the effect that it did on Earl, and Ugas wasn't like overwhelmingly landing much. That was just one punch out of the wilderness that was perfectly landed. And you let Terence land something like that, you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep. Or you're going to get hurt and you ain't recovering from that shit. And when you get hurt, you know it's over. It's just a countdown at that point. He jumping on you and he ain't going to stop until you down there for at least 12 seconds. Fuck 10. He going to put your ass down for 12. He do a 12 count. You know what I'm saying? My man doing 12 counts out here, shout it. Hey, I got to get low, fight fans. I'm about to get low, man. A couple more, man. A couple more. Let's see. Can we all agree that Terence Crawford is an emotional guy and an emotional fighter? If he fights with emotion against Errol Spence, he will be brutally stopped. I do not think that Terence Crawford is an emotional guy. Bro, you can't say he's an emotional guy. And then on the other hand, they be like, he can't sell himself. He don't talk. He don't do this. You don't see him. He don't sit down for interviews. You can't be emotional on one hand, and then yet you don't talk and you don't do nothing on the other hand. Which one is it? Is he emotional, or is he too quiet, or is he too to himself? Which one is it? His performances are methodical. His performances are methodical every time. What are you talking about? Emotional. How could an emotional person give up the first early rounds, as they say he do? An emotional person will come jumping out the gates, jumping on like Charlo used to do. You want to talk about emotional, you're talking about cheerleader Charlo. You're talking about cheerleader Charlo. So, I mean, come on, my man is calculated and methodical. He peeps your game. He see your game. He tests you. He touches you. and then he gets you gone. That ain't how emotional fighters fight. That's a process. He goes through a whole process every fight. God damn. Methodical. You know what I'm saying? God damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. Boots is only a name in the boxing community. Not enough money there. Nah, not enough money there, but he's clearly on his way. He's clearly on his way. All right, and he's coming. And he ain't gonna be at 47 forever either. That's another thing about Boots. I don't see Boots staying down there. I mean, what, maybe to get a belt or two? After that, it ain't gonna be like these dudes, man. 10 years at welterweight and shit. Nah. I see Boots keeping it moving. I see Boots keeping it moving. Let me see. D-Lo says, Ugas rocked Spence right before that mouthpiece came out. But such is boxing. He recovered and got the job done. Facts. And I actually respect the hell out of that. I respect the hell out of that. It ain't so much that Earl got hit. That's why my immediate reaction, that was the first thing that I took notice of, man. He got hurt. Yeah, Ugas hurt him or whatever at the time, but damn net. After that happened, towards the second half of that 6th round, from that point on down, Ugas didn't win another second of another round. And he got beat in. As a matter of fact, per the reporting, Ugas hurt Spence in round 6 and had his orbital bone broken in round 7. He didn't win another second of another round, fight fans. It reminds me of Terence Crawford and Kavaliauskas. Same thing. That goes to show you the pedigree of these two fighters. When Kavaliauskas did what he did to Terence Crawford, what happened? Kavaliauskas didn't win another second of another round. It was over. He was just there for decoration at that point. That goes to show you, man, these two boys are special. They belong here. I never for a second doubted that Errol Spence Jr. belonged here. I know a few of y'all out there like, get the fuck out of here, man. I never for a second doubted that Errol Spence Jr. belonged here. You know what I mean? Yes, right. Y'all can take that to the bank. Yes, sir. Let me see. What's up, Doughboy? What's up with you, man? He said, yo, man, Spence fans say that he is bigger than Bud, but sizes doesn't win you the fight. But I think Spence is going to try to pressure Bud, but Crawford makes adjustments. I got Bud winning. Absolutely. That will have to be one of the main takeaways that you got from the Ugas fight. Ugas didn't make adjustments. We talked about that. Errol Spence Jr. made adjustments, but Ugas didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be Terence Crawford. You're going to get so many different looks from Terence Crawford. He may try so many different things. If one thing ain't working, it's time to go to another plan. It ain't going to be no just you're going to see the same fighter each and every fight. And you damn sure ain't going to see a fighter that's not going to let his hands go. And you damn sure not going to see a fighter that's going to stand there like his feet is stuck in the cement. You're not going to see that. And you're going to see a fighter when he hits you, you're going to think about it. You ain't going to jump in so willy-nilly. Yeah, you may got volume. Hell, Spence may even rack up a few rounds. I don't deny that. Until the boom comes. Until that right shot lands. And it's going to come. It's going to come. It always does. Hell, David Benavidez stayed away from it for 11 rounds. But it came in the 12th now, didn't it? It always comes, fight fans. Don't run to the refrigerator. Don't run and use the bathroom. Don't run to the car because you left something in the car because you just might miss it. It always comes. It really does. It really does. You know what I'm saying? Lena, what's up with you? What's up with you, Lena? Oh, you speaking with D-Lo? I'm gonna stay out of that. Salute to my homie Lena Thomas. Thanks for coming through the other day, Lena, man. The fam really liked it, man. Everybody really enjoyed that dust up we had the other night, man, after the fight. So good stuff, man. And I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I know you getting ready. I know you fired up and ready to go, Lena. I know you fired up and ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the homie Lena, man. I can't I can't bring up Ricky Burns for nothing, boy. I bring up Ricky Burns, whatever. Y'all be ready to go at me over Ricky Burns. Hey, you can't. All I always say about Ricky Burns is there anybody on let's see, has Keith Thurman beat anybody with the accolades of a Ricky Burns? Has Sean Porter beat anybody with the accolades of a Ricky Burns? I don't think so. Has Danny Garcia beat anybody with the accolades of Ricky Burns? I don't think. I say Earl did, but the only problem with it is that it came from a fighter 2 weight classes below. So how much credit are we giving for that? Mikey was a 4 division champion, but he was also a 35-pounder. Terence Crawford would never in a million years. He ain't going to try to lie to his fans. He ain't going to try to pull the wool over our eyes and make it like he's doing something so great. That's like him fighting Devin Haney. What happened when my main man Gary Russell was going at him? He ain't even really want to indulge. But if that was Earl, clearly from what we know and see, he would have fought Gary. He would have fought Gary because he fought Mike. He would have fought Gary. Terence Crawford seen that like, man, look, we ain't taking that serious, man. But Earl did. He took that shit serious, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Matter of fact, he took that fight over the moment in the hallway. Because the moment in the hallway happened, he peeped the play. He seen that Terence Crawford wasn't playing and was dead serious because he brought his promoter with him. And instead of running the call out like y'all thought that he was going to do, he ran and called little Mike. Tell me where I'm going wrong, if I'm going wrong. A couple more and I'm out the door. I keep saying that, but I see my brother Orlando Finney is in the house. I got to get to my main man, Orlando Finney. What's up, champ? I hope all is well, Orlando. Bud is about to sleep, Spence. No disrespect to Earl, but Crawford is a whole nother animal. I agree. Tools in a tool bag. That's why your man is in the gym right now. He knows. Earl ain't dumb. They didn't make Bud last for or attempted to make him last for nothing, fight fans. They had to make sure that they gathered everything that they needed. Money, clout, fame, the state, pay-per-view attract. They had to check those boxes first, because if you would have threw Terence Crawford in there earlier, he would have wrecked all that shit. It would have been a wrecking machine. They wouldn't have been able to do the little Mike fight. They wouldn't have had the Dallas Cowboys. None of that shit would have never happened if they would have took Terence Crawford years ago. They knew what it was. They had to let the program roll out. They had to make their money. They had to build Earl and let Earl make his money. And now that it's safe, I guess, well, I ain't going to take that back. Now that they are cornered into a position, well, I guess, hell, they got to make the fight now. If not, Bruce Ennis going to win his shot. That IBF ain't been fought since 2019, fight fans. People want to forget that part. I find that real funny how Spence fans conveniently leave that out. Oh, yeah, he's taking the fight. Was he, if you go to, let me just say this, fight fans. If you debating any Spence fans, just ask the one question. Was he not pushed into a corner into this situation? They would be forced to say yes. If they say no, then they just being cute about it. But they're going to be forced to say, well, I guess you can say yes. So why all of a sudden now, when we get to the moment where he's cornered, all of a sudden he was joking and there's no 60-40 and yes, he wants to fight him and now t-shirts are coming out. How come it took for him to be cornered though? Because he was talking about my kids can't eat belts. After the Sean Porter fight, he wasn't talking. I mean, after the Danny Garcia fight, he said that he can go back around and face the Sean Porter again. Y'all remember that? And I noticed, and let me say this one more thing too, because I noticed this is going on heavy. And I've been dealing with this for years as a content creator, because this happens to me frequently. Whenever we come out with something and we recite things and you say stuff, what you do is you remind the powers that be, because they listen. You remind them, oh my goodness, this interview is hanging out there. Oh my goodness, that interview is hanging out, and they get that shit taken down. I lie to you not, just about 2 weeks ago, I just found the audio of my kids don't eat off belts. I had the audio. And I said, I'm going to come back and get it. I can't find it nowhere now. I had it in my possession. I can't find it nowhere now. The same way that I had the video, the good thing I covered it and did my own audio, but of Keith Thurman speaking about when ESPN called him and he turned down the fight because he wanted to go face Manny Pacquiao. Can't find that interview anywhere. Taken down. Ain't that right, Fight Hub? So I'm hip to the game. They do this with articles. They do this with interviews. If you start to talk about something and remind them, oh my goodness, that's lingering out there, they'll take that shit down. So it is what it is. Yeah, but you're right, Orlando. I couldn't agree with you more. Hawker, what's up, Hawker Mustang in the house? What's up, Hawker? You say, do you blame Al Heyman? I blame Al Heyman for being a businessman. Pure and simple. I blame Al Heyman for being a business. Al Heyman is going to look out for Heyman and Heyman brand only. That's all he's obligated to look out for. He's not obligated to do all of these extra things. You know what I'm saying? So I blame Al Heyman for being a businessman. Yes. And keeping things in-house. Trying to force Terence Crawford to conform to their way of business. You know, all of that shit. You know, so he's just, the only thing I can blame Al for is just being a businessman. And I don't know if y'all find that a negative or a positive. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Danny a better win than Porter. Danny is a better win than Porter. Yeah, but Danny at 140 would have been more an impressive win, not this version of Danny. Hey, I'm out of here, fight fans. I got to get Ghost, man. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Goodness gracious. I say I'm going to cut this off at an hour. Here we are at an hour and a half. But I got to get my main man, 100 grand, G. Benson, in here. What's up, G. Benson? How you feeling, man? People talk about the punch that put Spence against the ropes, but he was really hurt before that. There was a shot before the mouthpiece came out that really hurt Spence. That's what D-Lo was saying. And I said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I agree. And if Terence Crawford catch him with that same shot, it can be out. He can be out. That's what people are leaving out. It's forget about that whole ref moment, him looking to. What about the shot that knocked the mouthpiece out? What about that shot? That shot landed, and that shot did some damage. So I'm just saying, he talking about some, oh, my mouthpiece is too small, or I got to get a new mouthpiece. Nah, that shot landed flush, bro. Very flush. Very flush. Salute to my homie Breeze Boxing in the house. What's up, man? What's going on, man? I'm out of here, fight fans. It's late on my end. I'm going to get low, man. I'm going to come on back tomorrow. Hey, yo, man, check out that story, fight fans, about the MTK Global, man. Y'all see that floating around? MTK Global to shut his doors? For real? Hey, that's big news, man. That's huge news. This Kinahan situation is going all the way through, man. I've seen a report on it earlier today. I'll be talking about it tomorrow or when we talking boxing live. Much love to everybody, man. Y'all have a blessed night tonight, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the live stream. Just some real talk. Most importantly, forget all of the spin stuff and all of the trash talk, fight fans. Leave with the message of knowing Terence Crawford going for undisputed in the second weight class. And if this lines up and he's successful, possibly a third. That's legendary. That's historic. We're talking about Henry Armstrong and Evander Holyfield. And he's going to surpass that. That's crazy. To the next video, fight fans. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share. Rock those bells, man. Much love to y'all all. And I see y'all on tomorrow, man. And until the next video, man. Peace out.